In today's tutorial, I'm going to share with you how I make these crocheted string of leaves. I use these string of leaves for my crochet wisteria garland. They look so natural and so beautiful, and if you want to learn how to make these, you can follow along. So to start, we're going to need some green yarn. I have some worsted weight green yarn here, and I am using a 4mm crochet hook. So with your yarn, make a slip knot like this, and then we're gonna chain 8. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you have 8 chains here. We're going to insert our hook into the second chain from the hook into this one, and we're going to make a single crochet. Then in the next chain, we're going to make a half double crochet. So we yarn over, insert our hook, pull up a loop, and then we're going to yarn over again, and we're going to pull through all 3 loops. So that's your half double crochet. Then we're going to yarn over again, and in the next chain we're going to make a double crochet. So we're going to insert a hook after we yarn over. We're going to bring up a loop like this. We're going to yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and then pull through the other 2 loops. And that's your double crochet. Then after that, we're going to make 2 double crochets into the next chain here. So we're going to again follow those steps where we make 1 double crochet. That's 1 double crochet. Then we're going to make the second double crochet into the same chain like that. And then in the next chain we're going to make another double crochet like that. And then the chain after that, we're gonna go with a half double crochet. And then in the last chain, we're gonna do a single crochet. So now you have the shape of half a leaf here. And now what we're gonna do is that we're gonna chain 1, and then we're gonna turn, and we're gonna work on the other side of the foundation chain. And we're going to crochet back to the top of that leaf. So we're going to single crochet in the first chain, then half double crochet into the second chain like that, and then now we're going to do a double crochet into the next chain. That's your double crochet. And now we're going to do a double crochet increase in the next one. So your first double crochet and your second double crochet, all within the same chain. And in the chain after that, we're going to do another double crochet. And then now we're going to do a half double crochet in the chain after that. And then we're going to finish off that chain with a single crochet. And now you're starting to see the shape of the leaf coming together. Now to make the pointy part of the leaf, we're going to chain 2, and then now we're going to slip stitch into the back bump of that second chain from the hook like this. And a slip stitch is really you're inserting the hook, and then you're pulling a loop out, and then pulling that loop through the loop that was on your hook like that. So once you got that done, we're now going to slip stitch down the middle of the leaf right here. So we're going to just slip stitch down the spine of the leaf like this. And then I like to put one more slip stitch into that chain one between the two sides of the leaves there, so that it just finishes it off nicely like that. Now this is the tip of that leaf string, so I'm gonna actually, this is gonna stand alone. So like my example, I have one leaf down here and then the rest of the leaves come in pairs after that. But this is the leaf that we just made. So now in this part, we're just gonna chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then now we're gonna make the second leaf. So the second leaf, which is the one that stands over here, we're gonna chain 8 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I know it's a really long chain, but stay with me here. So to start, we're going to single crochet into the second chain from the hook. Then we're gonna half double crochet in the next one. And then we're going to double crochet in the one after that. And then now we're going to double crochet increase in the chain after that. Once you finish your double crochet increase, we're going to put a double crochet in here in the next one, and then a half double crochet, and then a single crochet. So that's your half a leaf right here. Now we're going to again chain 1, and we're gonna work on the other side of the leaf. We're gonna leave the rest of these chains not worked. We're gonna work on the other side of the leaf here. So now we're going to single crochet into the first chain, then half double crochet, and then double crochet, and then double crochet increase like that, and then another double crochet, and then a half double crochet. Oops. Like that, and then a single crochet to finish it off. Then to make the pointy tip of the leaf, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to chain 2, and then in the back bump of the leaf, we're going to slip stitch like that, and then we're going to slip stitch down the spine of the leaf. Okay, sometimes to make this leaf part stand a little nicer, I do put a slip stitch around that chain as well, like this. To make that third leaf, I am going to chain 1 first, give it a little bit of space, then I'm going to make my chain 8 to make the leaf. Like that. So once I have that, now I'm going to do the same thing over again. In the second chain from the hook, I am going to make a single crochet, then a half double crochet, and then a double crochet, and then a double crochet increase, then a double crochet after that, and then we're gonna end with a half double crochet and then a single crochet. We're gonna leave that first chain that we made between the leaves unworked. we're going to chain one and we're going to turn and work on the other side of the leaf. So we're going to again do the same thing. Start with a single crochet, then make a half double crochet, and then a double crochet, and then a double crochet increase, and then another double crochet on the other side, and then a half double crochet, and then a single crochet to end that leaf. And now again we're going to make that pointy tip. We're going to chain two, slip stitch into the back bump of that second chain there, second chain from the hook that is, and then we're going to slip stitch down the spine of the leaf. Then end with a slip stitch into that chain there. So now you have what looks like this. You have one leaf here and then two leaves like this. So sometimes to make things a little bit more even and so that it stands upright, I do put a single crochet between this leaf and this stem right here. If you can see that, this leaf and this stem. So how I do that is that I just put my hook between the leaf and the stem here like this, and I pull up a loop, and then I make a single crochet, and that way it will make the leaves appear more even in between the stem. This part is optional. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. I've just been in a habit of doing that to make the leaves a little bit more even so that it looks more like a T shape. But to continue, all you're going to do is that you're going to chain 7 again. And then you're going to basically follow the same pattern to make 2 leaves on one on each side each time as you go up. And that's how you make the leaf foliage. So that is it in terms of the tutorial for learning how to make this really long strand of leaves. This will help you complete your wisteria project. Once you have your wisterias, you can hang them up however you like. You can tie them onto the garland if you want, but what I found is that because each of these petals were made using loops, you can actually just hang your wisteria strands directly onto the leaf, and then you can hang it up however you like. You can hang more than one onto each leaf if you want. So lots of options there. I hope that you like the tutorial. If you find this channel helpful and that you're enjoying the content, I really hope that you consider subscribing, and I will see you next time. Bye!